UPS laid off 12,000 people worldwide yesterday. That's going to get worse. Companies are going to start laying off people left and right. Today, January 31st, is the actual end of their fiscal years for most corporations that report to their shareholders. I was in the corporate world, so I know I'm not talking out my rear end here. December 31st is not the year end for a lot of companies. All your major corporations that report to shareholders, their fourth quarter runs from January 31st. So as they start recording their drop in sales versus their projections that they had told their shareholders that they were going to hit, now that those numbers are not aligning, the only way they can make up that money is to reduce their payroll, because payroll is the single largest controllable expense in business. So corporations are going to start laying people off at a record rate. I'm in the grocery business. I thought I was in a recession-proof business. I'm not. People are just barely shopping. They're just getting the bare necessities to get by. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. People are trying to figure out how to come up with the money to pay for the groceries, because there's simply not enough money to go around right now. We don't have the influx of stimulus money. We don't have the influx of the additional food stamps that people were getting. That created a false economy, and that's numbers that grocery stores will never be able to duplicate again. The stimulus money created money for all the other retailers that created numbers that they could never ever get over again. It's caused a lot of businesses to fail because they base their projections and everything off of beating the previous year. You got companies recording projected negative comps, meaning, hey, we know we're going to do less money this year, so it drives your stock price down. That ultimately puts people out of business. So that was a very false sense of economy that the government created. I was against it 100%. And now here we are in the middle of this awful economy. And I'm sick and tired of the lying liberal mainstream media telling us everything is okay. I'm sick and tired of them saying this is the greatest jobs president in history, that the economy is the greatest in history. I'm sick and tired of the White House trotting people out to tell us it's all okay. I'm sick of people telling us that the border's secure. I am sick of people telling us it's okay. I'm sick of people telling us that there was 81 million votes. I'm really sick of that. But in the end, the economy is horrible. It's garbage. It's in the toilet. It's going to get worse. I'm afraid that we're going to see the equivalency of the Great Depression. I would like to say that I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm not. I've been predicting this failure since the onset of here we are. All this to avoid one man. All to avoid one man. All these lies, all this sabotage, everything was to avoid one man. One man who's not establishment. One man.
Hey, Shalom Akim Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakudash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruwell. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Mr. Aki Mahaloya coming back with another lesson. What's would it be edifying? You got this guy that was going into the economy. I guess he was like some type of economist and worked in a corporate setting. Now he went into what he considered to be a recession-proof business, which is grocery, which I don't know why people feel like having groceries or in the grocery field or the retail field is some form of fashion. It's some type of recession-proof job because they look at the fact like, well, people need food. But yeah, that's true. People do need food. But what happens when the people can't afford the food? Then your field of work becomes not recession-proof, okay? Which nothing is recession-proof. Okay, you know how Esau gets and talks about the stock market, and he talks about, well, this corporation, that corporation, all it's recession-proof, and, you know, we never laid off. We may have laid off twice in the last 30 years and all that stuff. But that's getting ready to change, man. Okay, because for the simple fact, hey, the Lord is pretty much getting ready to rid this place of all wickedness and filth. All right, and America is the place of hell on earth, man. if I may say the least. So at this point, people are unhappy. The jobs are they're losing jobs. People are changing their occupations. They're going into different fields, because the jobs that they did have or the career paths or the money hustle they had is not really working anymore. Prime example, like the real estate market. They say real estate is recession proof. Well, that's impossible, because how can real estate be recession proof if people ain't got money to buy nothing? Now, it's true, they say the best time to buy now is now, when things are, even though things are expensive as hell, but, when things are cheaper and interest rates are being dropped, the best time is to buy now. But if people can't afford a $200,000, $300,000 house, then how can they afford to buy it? Hence, the realtors, whatever, they're going to be out of job, and they're not going to make the commissions that they need to make, because for the simple fact they're out of, nobody's buying the homes. So a lot of realtors and a lot of brokers are forced to have regular 9-to-5 jobs, because for the simple fact, man, the economy is so bad. The economy is so goddamn bad. So therefore people have to go and get typical jobs now, something that proved to be a benefit decades ago. Now people are literally going back to work 9-to-5 jobs, and a lot of these 9-to-5 jobs are just pretty much layover jobs until you find something better. But in most cases, these 9-to-5 jobs that people are working, they're limited, because construction, you got construction, you got the cities, you got the state fields. Those jobs aren't recession proof, man. Now, though there will always be consistent work in municipalities, because as long as you have people paying taxes and getting up and going to work every day, you're going to always need people to patch the streets, and you're going to need people to cut grass, you're going to need people to plow snow. You're going to always need those people, but even then, it comes a time that those particular occupations will lose work too. Because when the cities are shut down, there's no need for city workers, there's no need for state workers. Okay, there's no need for community health workers. Because for the simple fact, everything is coming to an abrupt halt. And that's what this guy's leading to. Okay? He said He said UPS laid off over 12,000 people. Which, UPS, they do their layoffs from time to time. Because I remember when I was younger, I was like 16. I was trying to get a job there. And they'll hire seasonal employees, especially kids. A lot of times when we was in school, they'll hire us over the Christmas break. You make work from like the beginning of November all the way to like January. Then they'll lay you off, and they say if you're good, you can come back in the summer and make your little money there and there. But overall, like the what you call the veteran workers of these jobs, like UPS, FedEx, a lot of times they didn't get laid off, man, because there was always a need for parcel, deliveries, packages, deliveries. People order from these places. But now you have what they call Amazon, which Amazon pretty much cuts the cost of that of UPS, so they're able to cut out the middleman. So therefore, you can use an Amazon fleet vehicle instead of a UPS truck. So a lot of times Amazon, these big major corporations, are putting these smaller corporations these dinosaurs out of business, man. Like back in the day, you had a place called Marshall Fields, which pretty much became Macy's in a way. Okay, you had Marshall Fields, you had Sears, you had Carson's, Perry Scott, you had Ventures, man. You had what's some other places, man? You had just these old dinosaurs, man. They was part of the original Fortune 500. They got their dealings in the early I'm talking about the early 1900s, man. The time before the Great Depression. And these businesses that survived the Great Depression, when they were bailed out, they basically became like collapseless. I said the collapseless, even if that's not even a real word. They became these mogul, these dinosaurs, these big tyrannical businesses that survived the baby boomers years, and they've thrived to become literally like billions of dollars in revenue, man. But hey, where are they at? Okay, Sears been around since probably like the 1800s. Where's Sears at? Where's Payless Shoe Source? Where's Marshall Fields? You got Macy's that's still around, but they're getting ready to shut doors. You got JCPenney, all these other stores. What happened to it? They're out of there, man, because, hey, how about Howard Shai is putting a plug on Babylon, man. And then sooner than later, that's going to be the case with all these jobs, man. Like you go mom and pop restaurants, that pretty much lost their, they lost a lot of workers, and people had to close stores because of the pandemic. And businesses are struggling to hold on now, man. So, hey, it's getting ready to be real bad out here. And one thing about you Americans, once they take away the jobs and the bread and circus, people are gonna go batshit crazy. Because I don't know if people were paying attention, but honestly speaking, when you look at what happened in 2020 and 2024, it's like almost a repeat. Okay, you got the same teams going to the playoffs, the Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. You got Biden and Trump, I believe, that's going to run up for president again this year. And they're talking about this new disease X stuff. Okay, and we know right after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in 2020, we know that like a month later, the shutdowns came. So, hey, man, Lord is getting ready to do something here, right? But I got a couple precepts here because people ain't ready. Okay, they not ready, man. And how about you, how Shad's going to catch these people off guard. All right, so this is the book of Ecclesiastes 12, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. It says, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And that's talking about your old years. Okay, when you pretty much lived a fulfilled life and you've done everything under the sun and, you know, you've lived this completed life. Then when you get older, you know, you're like, all right, I've done everything. I'm not missing no money. I've made my money. I had my children. I've been married twice. You know, in the days that you don't really care, you know. But it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. But in a day when the keepers of the house, it says, should tremble, and the strong men should bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. You're optimists. Okay, the Lord said, don't wait until these days come to seek and serve him. Okay, seek and serve Yahweh Shai now, man, while he may be found. And that's the difference between the men that's doing the work versus the men that's not doing the work and that's playing games out here. Okay, the brother Yakanan had a very beautiful dream, brother from the UK, about the bishop from IUIC, the Bishop Nathaniel, known as call him Bishop Nate. He had a dream that Nate went to the spirit world, man, but you know, he was told to call on the name Yahweh Shai. Because when you look at it now, the Most High, he's going to grab a lot of brothers and a few sisters out of these different groups, and that's going to make up the elect. Because when you look at all the Israelite camps together, that's a lot of people. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, that's 144,000 men, because that's very presumptuous. But in retrospect, you can see that the Lord is going to start pulling men and a few sisters from these other congregations, and they're going to merge with the true doctrine and be, you know, and we're going to be on one accord. I very well see that, but a lot of them guys are going to be destroyed too, because they're making light of the Heavenly Father's dealings, man. All right, but it says, and the doors should be shut in the streets. It's talking about your businesses, man. Like right now, I'm sitting outside. You got a donation community center. You got a Red Racks thrift store. You got a Hayes hamburgers, old-fashioned hamburgers, which they got some good food there. Okay, you got this 7 Brew coffee, whatever, across the street. You got a Fat Shack here. You got a mechanic shop that I'm in front of, and you got a car wash across the street, man. Okay, and a Quick Trip. Sooner than later, these things are going to be shut down, because there's not going to be any amount of revenue or money generating to sustain these businesses. And then on top of that, people are going to have to take that MOT to the B in order to sustain themselves, man. And we know how that's going to turn out. And it says that when the sound of the grinding is low, he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music should be brought low. And we're seeing that now as far as with this entertainment industry. Okay, this entertainment industry is totally just lethargic. It sucks. There's no new talent. They're promoting women like Sexy Red, which she's a disgrace. I mean, you can't even put her and talent in the same sentence. How low this society has become. All right, and it says here, and also when they should be afraid of which is high, and fear should be in the way. When the almond tree should flourish, the grasshopper should be a bird, and desire should fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, man. Okay, because like you're gonna have marauders out here. Okay, you're gonna have men that's gonna invade other men, because for the simple fact they don't have a particular substance that they need. You know, he may need bread, he may need water, and you may have both. So hey, eventually they gonna come and raid your homes, and then they gonna take each other out for what they need. And these people, they're not expecting it, because this is the good old U of S of the A. Okay, which this place is a big joke, man. You don't see that the writing is on the wall for the collapse of Babylon the Great, then you're sadly gonna be in a world of hurt. All right, So this is the book of Luke 23, and I'm going to start at verses 30. Let's start at verses 29. It says, "For behold, the days are coming in which they shall say, Blessed are the barren and wombs that never bear the paps which gave suck." Basically in saying that it's going to be blessed to not have kids in that day. All right. But going here, it says, "For the days are coming when they will say, Fortunate," it says, "Fortunate indeed are the women who are childless, and the wombs that have not borne a child, and the breasts have never nursed." It says, "For people will beg the mountains to fall on us and plead with the hills bury us, because all the hell has come." You know, you're going to come to a time that, hey, you brothers out there that never had kids, hey, you're going to be glad you didn't have kids. Now, we're not saying that brothers that have kids are in any type of trouble or anything like that, but women and kids are a liability, okay? And if you can avoid having them on this side, then please do so. But if not, then we know that everything is through the Spirit. The Lord is the one that's in charge of everything. You are the elect. The Lord will take care of your family, okay? But me personally, I don't want that type of that type of burden. I have to look after a woman and a child, especially a newborn, you know. But like I said, the Lord will take care of everything, okay? Because, hey, the 2/3 on this side, hey, they not going to be in good case. These women out here having all these kids by these different men, and the men's rebelling on them for whatever reason. Hey, these women going to be in terrible case. And they're in bad case now because, hey, food stamps is getting ready to be cut, okay? A lot of federal spending is being cut. Rent is going up. Mass evictions in Chicago. A lot of Keishas out there, they feeling the burn, man. You know? And it reads here, it says, "For if these things are done in the green tree," it says, "For if they do these things in the green tree, what should be done in the dry?" Okay, so if they bugging out in a time of when you still have abundance, because you can literally come out here and you can make money. Okay, you can really make money out here, man, still. But when things dry up, then how the hell are people going to sustain themselves, man? They're not going to sustain themselves, okay? And they're going to literally go about the streets begging, looking for food, and basically it's going to be a bloodbath out here, man. All right, this is why we telling, you brothers out there, you few sisters, prepare your minds. Prepare your minds, get in the right spirit, you know. Understand that these things are getting ready to come to pass. All right? This is the book of Isaiah 19, and I'm going to start at verses... let's start at 14. It says here, "The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they caused Egypt to earn every work thereof." It says, "Like a man, like thereof, every work thereof, as a drunken man staggering in his vomit." It says, "Neither should there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or branch or rush may do." So there's not going to be any work. There's not going to be any particular sustaining this. There's not going to be anything, man. You know what I'm saying? But overall, you know, things are getting ready to go down. Go fucking Malachi. I can't stand them people, man. They're the worst. But it says here, "Neither should there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or branch or rush may do. And in that day, Egypt should be like unto women, and it should be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaken over it," man. So, in the land of Judah should be a terror to Egypt, and everyone that make it mention there should be afraid of himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it. So yeah, man, all hell getting ready to break loose. But anyway, with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace and blessings and salutation to the whole elect. And with that, Shalom.